Hello everyone, my name is Clovis Astaire and welcome to Inktober's Art Challenge. Day 1. Poisonous. So the idea was to create a character which would be baking a cake or a muffin or something sort of in that type of genre. And this character I chose is a half demon, half human creature. It is also the Patreon for the comics I've been drawing. Her name is Malissa with an A, so I would say Malissa. So I started by creating the outline. The outline you can do with any type of a pen. So I chose a multi-liner from Copic and a zero point 0.5. It really doesn't matter, the brand. I have many different types of pens. I have Faber-Castell, I have Sakura, I have Kuretake, I have Copic the multi-liner, which is this one you're seeing at the moment. And the reason I'm using all of these different type of pens is because I don't own different numbers in one specific brand. So I don't have like Sakura 1, Sakura 2, Sakura 0.5. I just have all sorts of pens and I just, I'm using what I have as I go. So after doing the outlines around the character with the goal of having the outer shape of the character in a drawing, I continue by using a thinner pen. So a zero point 0.5 or a 1 is quite good to help out pinpoint the details within the drawing. So I also use here a brush pen from Copics, and this brush allowed me to make a different weight of lines. So thicker line on the bottom and becomes lighter on top. And don't be scared, really enjoy the process of learning, because the more you practice, the better you get at your skill. And this is the whole point of Inktober, to improve all of your inking skills and your drawing skills, and let yourself be and enjoy the process. My goal for day 1 was to use all the pens I had, so pen day. So I was trying out my Faber-Castells, my Copic, my Sakura, multi-liners, and I just wanted to see how dark and black the pens were and if something was a little bit different. There's a little mistake here. I forgot to update part of the video. So the background I used Winsor & Newton black ink, Indian ink. And what I realized with this type of ink is if you put too many layers on top of each other, it has this shiny, different types of blacks layer to it. So it's like impasto a bit. So I thought that the problem might have been the paper I was using, might have not been the proper one. But actually when I went to the art store here, they advised me to use a Winsor & Newton smooth surface cartridge pad. So it's a smooth satin. It has 220 grams and it comes in a pack of 25 sheets. It's pretty smooth to the touch. It handles pretty good a lot of water. You cannot expect it to be like a watercolor paper, but it is pretty good and sturdy. It's a hard paper. Another important thing to think about is it worth to use cross hatching, which are these lines that go on horizontally or diagonally to each other, to create the effect of shading, so gray type of effect. Cross-hatching is a science by itself. It was something that was created at the 13th century, so in the Middle Ages, and it was it was a technique that is used to create the tonal or shading effect. And basically, it was used for printmaking, for engraving, or for etching, or even for woodcutting. And it was used by old master printers. Cross-hatching is something that has to be practiced in order to gain its perfection. I'm just like playing around to see what I can manage to do, and with no skill basically in cross-hatching. However, from what I like read a bit of like technique and everything, and I saw from better professionals, like the one thing that you need to think about is like the lines that you put between each other. The closer they are to each other means the thicker, the more dense, the more shadow it will be. The more you cross them, also it will become dense and black. And if you make a bigger space in between these lines, it's gonna give the illusion of gray. Another important thing is to think about the volume and the shape. So if you have a round shape, such as the bird's chest, one good example of using cross-hatching in a positive and in a good way is following the shape. So the line, instead of being straight, it should be more in a curve. Maybe shorter, rounder lines going around the chest shape would be a better option to give the illusion of gray, of volume. And as the shapes follow more down to the where there's a bigger shadow, like here for example, where they intersect, you can make a darker and thicker shape, so more density. What I'm doing here at the moment is creating more lines around the bird, so it's called like a occlusion shadow. And because I was just a little bit like could not get it through as I wanted, I just grabbed a black pen and I made a fully painted black shape. So play around and see what's best for you. Sorry guys if I didn't show you much about the sketching and the process and the transferring the drawing to this paper. I'll show you in the next drawings. And I hope you guys liked it. I'm using the white uni pen at the moment here. It's really cool to make outlines in a quick go. When you want something thicker, you should consider a Posca. A Posca will leave a thicker surface of white on the paper. Some people use gouache, and some people just leave it as it is. So I hope you guys liked it. It's my first video here for Inktober, and to be honest, the first video on YouTube. So feel free to like, subscribe, or share if you think it befits you. And yeah, let's have fun and Inktober! Let's do it!